So when we first come to Buddhism, there's a lot of things that may really resonate with us in our heart that really touch us very deeply. And we go, yes, this is really helpful. And some people say, oh, this is what I've been thinking all my life, and I never had words to put it into language with, and feel very happy about that. And then as you learn more, then sometimes you encounter other things that you go, I wonder, you know. So at the beginning, you know, you hear about loving kindness and compassion and stuff, and that sounds really good. Then you get into hearing about rebirth, and then you hear about different realms of existence, and you go, well, I'm not sure. And then you see people bowing, and you see people saying, you know, making requests of the Buddha, and you see offerings, and you see big hats, and all sorts of other stuff. And you go, I'm really not so sure. Okay? So I think it's very good to remember that the real purpose of the Dharma is to change our own heart and mind and to practice. And we're not required to accept everything. There is no Buddhist catechism that you have to memorize and adhere to and say, I believe to that. But rather the whole thing is a process of questioning, investigating, taking what makes sense to you and putting it into practice in your life. Things that don't make sense to you at any particular moment, you don't have to throw out the window. You just put on the back burner and say, okay, I don't quite understand that one, but what's important to me right now is to focus on the things that I do understand, that do help me. And that by focusing on those things and practicing those things and continuing to hear teachings, then some of the things that you didn't understand at the beginning or that you even thought were weird at the beginning begin to make sense to you because you understand the meaning of them. Like, I remember when I first saw people prostrating, I thought, oh my goodness, what is going on here? Because the way I grew up, nobody ever prostrated anything, and if you did, it was to your credit card, you know, because that was the most valuable thing in your life. You know, but prostrate to a human being, you know, this is like too much, it's weird. But then when I began to learn, you know, what the meaning of the prostrations was and why you do them and the symbolic meaning of the gestures and then I thought, yeah, okay, the meaning, that, you know, what they're trying to get you to is, that's good. And then it took me a little bit while longer, and then, well, let's try this, see what happens. And, you know, I didn't die. And so, okay, and then I did a little bit more. Oh, yeah, it does, you know, make me more humble. And I could stand to be more humble. That would help me. You know, and it does help me to see the qualities in the Buddha, Dharma. And so, you know, with all these things, you learn, and with your own understanding, then you see the purpose. Then it doesn't seem so weird, you know. But the whole process, the whole thing is that we take these things very gradually, and we don't push ourselves and make ourselves believe something, but really, you know, investigate and develop wisdom and understanding.